Hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkovic. I'm going to show you exactly how I sharpen my broadheads, my knives, all that stuff. I know I've done videos on this in the past on different methods. I'm going to show you exactly how I do mine. So what I do first off, with knives, broadheads, doesn't matter, I'm using my belt sander. This thing is fast and easy to set my edge. I have an arrow here that you can see has been stuck in the dirt. I used it for practice a little bit, even though it's one of my hunting arrows. I got bored and was shooting it a little bit and practicing, and so I have to resharpen this arrow, completely dull and empty. So we're going to go through the process. First thing I do, I hit this. There are many different belts you can use. Doesn't matter because this is just your initial grind on there, okay? I don't finish doing my sharpening on it. I'm not good enough on this to do that yet. I can do it and get it shaving sharp, but I can't get it as good as I can hand sharpening. So I use this still for pretty much everything, but I mainly use it to set the blade. So I don't care what belt you use. I got a 400 on here right now because this is already still pretty good angles. I just got to touch them up. So always whenever you're using a sander though, make sure you're wearing safety glasses. We put those on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically set this bevel. I'm going to come in, you can see Tina's working my camera for me. She's going to come in here and show you, but I take this and I'm going to work it across there on the angle I want until I get a burr formed on this side. Once I have a burr formed on this side, I'm going to go on this direction until I get a burr that forms over on that side. When I feel that burr, I'm then going to knock it off and I'm done with this. Then we're ready to move on. So that's what I'm going to do. Turn this on. I pick my angle that I'm looking for. Because this belt's pretty dull, I'm going to go until I get that burr. Couple passes, I'm starting to feel it. I want one more to make sure it's even. And now I have a burr that I'm feeling underneath that, on that side. Now I want to go this way and do the same thing. Starting to feel that burr now. Now I have that burr formed back on this side. I can feel it. When I run my finger, I can feel that burr. Now I'm just going to lightly knock that off. And now that side is ready for our next phase of sharpening. Now, to show you that how many passes that took because of a dull belt, let's take a 180 grit belt right here. And I can accomplish the same thing. It doesn't matter because it is initial. So if I use this, it's just going to be probably one pass on each side, just faster. So if I turn this on, which side was that? This side right here. Full burr. And a full burr there. And I just lightly knock it off. Like that. Now that went a lot faster with that 180 grit one, and it did make more of, it's going to give more of a serrated edge to it, which is fine, either way you want it to be. But because it was so much faster, that cut deeper, it removes a lot more metal faster. So you got to be careful when you get into the lower grit number, more aggressive belts on there. So a 400 is probably perfect for somebody starting out at this. The 180s, the 250s, or 240s, I use those a lot because I do like that deeper, more harsh edge serrated on there. But that's it for this. That thing is done. Once I have that, now I have that initial set on there completely finished. I take that right out of the way. That gets put away. Then I move to a few different processes. Now files, I don't use this, but I keep it in my inside kit here. I use that for if I were to stick this in the ground, and the file is used in conjunction or to replace this. If I didn't have this, or before I had that, a file would be how I would set that edge like I just did. Since I have this and it does that work for me, I'm done with that. Ceramic rods. These are made by Lansky. They come in a kit. I've talked about them before. I will give you a description of them, a link to this stuff down below for you. I take that. Now what I'm doing is I'm knocking off that wire edge that was created by this. Anytime you are going in this direction down, that you are going from the furlew on this or the spine of a knife out, you create a wire edge on there. you need to remove that wire edge. Otherwise, if you go this way, and then you go this way, and then you go this way, yeah, you're creating a bird, but you're also creating a wire edge on the end of there. I can see it and feel it there right now. I can see it glistening and shining and catching the light. That's a wire edge. We need to get rid of that. To do that with this, you do it that way, but you are going to go against. You are going to go from the edge to the spine or to the furlough, which is going to, it's hard being left-handed here with a counter here, but it is going to break off that wire edge. I am maintaining the same angle that I maintained on that belt sander right now. For me, that is barely off of the furlough. You can see the distance in there. I basically lay the furlough on there, and then I basically lift it up just a smidge. That's what I'm looking for, just off of that. So I do that, and then that gets rid of that wire edge. I do it on both sides, like this, a few strokes, and that gets rid of that wire edge. Now that is sharp. Okay, that is what more sharper than most people are ever using a broadhead at, and that's a fantastic setup. Now, we're just going to finish that one side for you, but with that being sharp and ready, it's good enough. It would probably even shave, but we want more. You can use leather. You can use a leather stropping block. If you don't have that stuff, you can even use cardboard. We'll demonstrate with the cardboard here, for example, for those of you that don't have that. We'll put it on this so that it stands and gives you that angle. But what you're going to do, make sure I get the right side here. Which side? Yeah, this side right here. So you basically lay that on there and you do the same thing. Lift it off that furlough a little bit and back drag it. Now we're not going forward like we did with the ceramic rod, because going that way you'd cut it. We're back dragging it, but there's no wire edge left. So now we're actually stropping the edges on here. Then you go this way and you do both sides. I would normally not have my hand right here, but I'm trying to hold it with that block. Keep your hands out of the way. Okay, but for me, I don't have a choice right now. I'm holding that there. But you would strop this just like this on leather or cardboard, whatever you want, and it is polishing and correcting that edge on there. Now, once you have that done, feel that is wicked sharp already. There is one more step that I do. That is by using denim. Blue jean, this one right here that you see on here, this is the one I use when I'm not wearing jeans. Okay, but this is that thigh trick I told you about. We're going to take this, I'm going to have to turn this way because of the counter, but basically what you're going to do is stretch that leg out so you get that thigh strong, and then take that right there. Now if you wanted to, if I was wearing, cargo pants or something, I can lay this on here and hold it and do that. Okay, and then you are going to strop this back and forth just like this, that way, and then you're going to come back this way. Your leg, your thigh, is going to give a little bit of give in there, okay? You're going to get this little swell. It's going to allow that to convex strop, final strop that blade, and it really takes the sharpness level of that to a whole new level. So you're going to do this on here. Be careful. You don't want to cut yourself. There's a blade on both sides. Make sure you're going slow until you get the hang of this. And then you're going to do the other side just like this. We're working that back and forth like so, and then that is the process. This edge right here is wicked razor sharp. She will shave hair off of anything. Look at here, come here, can you zoom in there? Because I'm not shaving my whole arm. But you can see, peels that right off like nothing. I mean, it's wicked, scary sharp. I use the same process for all of my knives. I use the same process for my broadheads. I use the same process for everything. It is a flawless system for me. There's a lot of great systems out there, and if you look at my videos over the last few years, I've shown you ways to do it all the way on this, to use just, I've shown you all kinds of different ways, even making your own sandpaper, sanding, sharpening blocks, all kinds of techniques. This is what I use, start to finish for everything. I set my bevel and I set my main edge on there. I take that to a simple ceramic rod, keeping the same angle, and get rid of that wire edge and fine-tune that edge a little bit with the ceramic rod by hand. I strop it with cardboard or leather, either way, and I'm not going to lie to you, I do not see an advantage, that's sharp, I'm going to set down, but I do not see an advantage to using leather over cardboard. They both work equally the same. I use leather a lot because I have a lot of it, but cardboard works just as good. Don't let anybody tell you any different. And if you want to use stropping compounds, jeweler's ruse, things like that, or anything like that on your edges too, it's nice to be able to put it on cardboard, because then after you wear it out, cardboard's cheap, it's free, it comes on every Amazon box, so it's easy and disposable, where you're not ruining a leather strop. But I use that stropping system, and then I finish my last final one with the denim on there. That's my whole system. You just saw it. In what, probably 2-3 minutes, I just took that with discussion and put that razor, wicked, scary, sharp edge on that broadhead. Super easy to do. This is my method of doing it. I will have links down below for this stuff for you so you can know, because like I said, these are incredible. Best ceramic rod I've ever seen. I'll have links to all this stuff down in the description for you. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.